Workshop. I'm Mark. So what have we got today? So today we've got something I've picked up from the club. So this is going to be a bit like a buy it, fix it video, but I didn't buy it and I'm probably not going to fix it. So we'll have to see how we go with this one. It's a banked charging station for some closed band digital mobile radios. So it's a charging bank. You drop your radios in. I think you can drop the batteries in on their own as well, and it should charge up. It stopped working, so when we came to get a load of radios, half the radios on the stand weren't working. So we need this fixing. We've got some individual chargers and things, so we can just about muddle by because probably 6 of the radios are at the bottom of the lake somewhere anyway. So, but these charging bases are better than the little individual ones we've got. And if we do collect all the radios up from everywhere that we've got them floating around, we haven't got enough charging stations for them all anyway. These things are about 200 to 250 pounds, I'm told, to replace. So if I can fix it, it's worth fixing. So just for your benefit, let's see if you can, if I can get you a bit closer. Right. So we are plugged in. We're over there. Haven't tested anything yet. All I know is we're getting no lights. So what we should be getting is, once this is on and booted up, because I think there is some fancies in here, it goes and flicks the lights one at a time through there. So if I put a battery in, and sometimes you have to hold these batteries. I don't think these are the original. Well, they are high-tech batteries, so they should work. But what we found is when you put the batteries in on their own, because they are designed to just detect the battery, sometimes you have to hold them there. They don't seem to always work. Now it takes a while, but usually as soon as you put it in, you get a registration light, and then it takes a while to do some little analysis before it actually decides whether it's going to charge or anything, or throw up an error or something like that. So it's a proper lithium battery charge station, and as you can see, we've got no lights on, nothing. So I guess first thing to do is let's check we've got power and whatnot. So get the digital automatic voltmeter thingy out. I think you've seen this probably a couple of times in other videos. It's just a cheap Amazon Chinesium multimeter. I've got a better one up in the workshop, but this seems to do. It's cheap and cheerful. It'll give me enough. Would I use it on advanced electronics? Probably not. But it's just convenient. Yeah, it's a bit annoying times. Lots of dials and shit. Just press the button, turn it on, automatic. It's got a flashlight as well, and it's also got some interesting things. It will detect mains current, so you can pass it over things on the sensor thing at the end there, and it will detect. So EF. See, it's detecting that there's EF current there. Electromagnetic force, I think that stands for. And there is another one you can detect live as well. So again, that's interesting. It's not picking that up. I might be doing that wrong though. I've never actually read the instructions. I think that's more for your mains cables in the wall. No. Unless it is for using these. Anyway, temperature gauge as well. With the temperature probe, I think that's where you'll probably seen it. And then we've got the automatic. It'll do hertz and shit like that. So what we can do is we can jam it in the end of the live lead and detect it, or what we can also do is test this first, because it's a lot safer than sticking your probe in the end of that. So it's set to auto now. Right, we've got 12.18 volts coming out of there. What's the power supply say? 12 volts, 7 amps. There you go. So it's quite a beefy power supply, but it must be to charge that a lot. So for all intents and purposes, the power supply is kicking out the correct voltage. Whether or not it's kicking out the correct ampage is an entirely different matter. So the problem has got to lie in there. Turn that off. I can almost guarantee it's got some tamper-proof screws on here, because these Hytera things aren't cheap. They're not your generic Chinesium. Right, I'm going to guess at that, though it's probably wrong. And I suspect they are a tamper-proof as well. I'm not sure, to be honest. That's interesting, that doesn't fit either. They're not one of these weird star-shaped ones, and I don't mind, I should have it in there. Oh, we've got something. We'll get one out and then we'll find out why it's not working. I think they look like they've got 6 points on, so I mean they should work. Looks like it might be still too big. Oh, I thought they were a tamper-proof, but they don't appear to have a hole in the middle. Right, that's it. Right, I was one size too much. So if you want to know, if you've got one of these, it's a T8 Torx. So I'll just whiz all of these out. Probably fast forward this bit. Quite good, they've got screw mounting things all over so you can fasten them into charging bays. We've got like a wooden base that we put them on. It tells you the different charge cycle signs there as well. So we should be getting 12 volts, 7 amp, 1 amp output out of this. One amp DC it says, I'm guessing it's 12 volts. Don't know what the batteries are. Should tell you on them somewhere. 7.4 volts, obviously it must drop it down then. God, flipping it, this video just unscrewing. Meanwhile, how many screws is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 screws. Look at that. I think the PA system has got that many in that I had to fix that time. Don't think I did that one video though. Right, let's have a look. Now I've got a theory as to what's happened with this. And I will show you. Oh, that's interesting, it's got 2 separate circuit boards, so there's a lot of logic chips in there, but they are pretty much the same. Now, whatever we're looking for, it's a fault that's consistent across all of it. So, but if you look there, you will see there's signs. So we do have a problem. The radios are waterproof to a certain extent, but they do not float. So a lot of the time they end up going down and then they get recovered sometime later when somebody can dive down and get them. They are bright, most of them are brightly coloured. Or because it's a paddle sports club lifeguards drop them as well. We do have a lot of radios that end up getting drowned. I mean, even if you're a lifeguard and you've got it clipped onto your buoyancy aid and you've got to go in and pull somebody out, which thankfully doesn't happen that often, but you know, if it's raining and that, your radios get drenched anyway. But that looks like somebody's dropped a saturated radio into the charge station, and I suspect the water has gone through. So I think the problem's going to be at this end, and it's going to be on the main track, because if it was just one of the charging circuits there that are blown, then you wouldn't be, because that track goes all the way along, so one of these would be working, but it's not, it's dead there. So we're either looking at a problem with the socket being corroded up as well, because when I took this out, this was all corroded up around there. So the water had obviously leached through and gone through the hole. So I'm thinking this one needs to come out. Well, let's find one that we can use. Now, is it a Phillips or is it a Posi? It's a Phillips. So we'll go with the Phillips number 1. Another 1,000,000 screws. And at some point there must be something that joins these two together. So I suspect there's a connector that goes through onto there. And what's interesting is that these do look like a reverse. No, they're not quite. I thought it was that over there flipped around, but it's not. And there's a connector there. Be interesting to see what happened if we put the voltage into there, see whether it would work, or unless there is some level. Oh, well, there you go. There's your problem, lady. So it was as I suspected. It's made a bit of a mess of that. Right. Okie dokie. So that's chewed up there as well. Now I don't know why it's not. Unless it's taken out something there that's completely blown out. I don't know why the rest of it's not working. So it might be that we can bypass this and feed into the next one if it's just the track that's blown out. So I think the best thing we can do now is give that a really good clean out. Let me go find some chemicals. Alright, I haven't got any IPA, some isopropyl alcohol, which is what you would normally use, but I have got some acetone. So we'll just put a little bit in here. It's going to evaporate quicker than I can use it probably. But we'll see if we can, let me just, so this is why I'm not Buy It Fix It, because he's got a blue mat and I haven't. Let me just grab all of these. So that's not going to happen, is it? We'll just end up with throwing them on the floor. Right. What have we got we can pop these into? I know. Put them in there. Right. Let's have a look what we've got going on here. I lost my little remote control. Right, I think you can see that. How's my battery doing? Okay. Oh, that's something's gone bang there. Just have a look, see if any of the capacitors are domed or anything. Right, there's a couple of things on here that have got F written next to them. Normally that means fuse, so it could be as well that we've blown a fuse. So there'll be a track fuse and an individual charge station fuse. Right, I think that's enough. Let's get the cloth and wipe that up. And then a bit of a mess there. I haven't got any cotton buds in here. Right, so the way these work is there's normally a thing when you push them in, it opens and closes the circuit. So it could be that that's corroded and we need to replace the charge port hole thing there, or I can just cut the end off and put it straight in. That's corroded, that's all going to need cleaning up, but that will only affect this end one here. Actually that's all in a bit of a mess as well. You do need to be careful putting acetone on the plastic because it could eat the plastic. Yeah, it is dissolving the plastic a bit. Never mind. Right, so they're going to need a little bit of love as well with some kind of a emery cloth. Right, so let's stick that back in again and let's see if we get any voltages on any of this. Where's my voltmeter going? We'll start tracking. So we'll try and work out what's positive and what's negative. So there's definitely a track there that feeds all the way through. And there's probably another track that feeds all the way through. No. Just make sure we've not got no formal coating all over it. Right, I'm not getting anything to there. Right, I'm getting resistance, not voltage, unfortunately. So that's a short. That's a short. That's a short. So we'll assume that that's ground then. Right, we seem to be stuck on ohms, and I want to be on voltage. Right. Which implies there's not any voltage getting through. There's not any voltage getting through. So I think the problem's actually in this, which would make sense because we're not getting anything out to anywhere else. Getting a very, very low voltage. Just wiggle it around a bit. We are still getting voltage on here. Yep, 12 volts. It's definitely these two pins here. All I'm getting is ohms. Come on, I want volts. Yeah, I'm getting low voltage, so the problem's in there, basically. Just need to check I do need to check the fuses. If they are fuses. Might be capacitors. I'm actually getting a voltage on that. Right, I've got an open circuit on that, so I suspect these are fuses. Where's the other one? Right, so that's good. Oh yeah, well, that's come completely off. Yeah, and it has blown. Right, let's just check none of these others are. Right, so they are a little fuse. So we've got to see if we can get another one of them. What we can do in the meantime is we can bridge that. Or once we fix this, unless it does pass through there, and if it blows on there, it stops it for all of them. That's quite possible, but that wouldn't explain why we're getting. That wouldn't explain why we're not getting any pass through from there. Yes, that's a fuse link that then supplies this. So we could bridge those two just temporarily, but that still would then go across to that. So it looks like that's the main feed fuse in, and then there's a secondary fuse down here on the actual charge circuit itself. So I think we need a couple of those pillow fuses or whatever they're called. I don't know what you'd call them, but I think they are fuses. It will make sense certainly where they are. What we've got to do is work out why we can't get any power from this. But there's an awful lot of corrosion inside there still, I can see. Yep, that's not looking good. What we could do is just try. Right, we're going to pokey around in there, see if we can get anything out of it now. Right. Nope. Nope, still giving us. So I'm wondering whether that's detecting that there's a short in here, and it's not delivering power. So I think that's going to need replacing. Right, I think we're going to have to go to the parts cannon, see if we can replace these fuses and replace that. I'm not really keen. You can see where it's eating away under there. But I still think we can save this one actually. I think the problem is that he's under that bit there. So we'll have to go and see if we can get that one off and put another one on, or we just cut that, solder it in and put a tie wrap behind there and see if we can fix it that way. But I'd rather not do that just yet. Right, okay, I think we've got a plan. Be back when I've got some. Boom. Right, I need to get this thing shifted. I can't wait for the parts to turn up. So I have tested these, I think, and they are both now working. It looks like they corroded off the board, but the fuses themselves are working. So rather annoyingly, I thought they were both blown, and I snapped them both off completely, but only one leg had come off the board on both of them because of the corrosion. So we'll just do a quick test. Nope, neutral, live, turn on. See if we can do this. Come on. Come on, I know you want to. It is definitely... they look like they might have some coating on them. That's part of the covering. Right, that one's okay. So these are resettable fuses. Right. So the reason I need to get this out of here is we've got another event on this weekend, and we need all the walkie-talkies back on. So what I'm going to do is try and attach them on the other side. I'm using the really clunky old soldering iron, not the nice new, well I said new, Chinesium one. Where's the first one? It is there. So I'm just going to try and solder them on this side. Thought I got it then. Why is it when you're soldering the flux fumes always go straight into your face? Come on. Trouble is I haven't got any liquid flux either, so this is possibly all a little bit messy, but if we get a connection it doesn't matter. Right, that's that one, and the other one is those two there. So the same thing, we'll solder it on this side. They're supposed to be on the other side. When I get the new ones that have turned up, I'll probably go and recover this and redo them. I don't think this is low melt solder either, so that's probably not helping a great deal. So the same thing again, get some on there and just see if we can get it to wick across onto. This might be the one that's got the a little bit more of that coating on. So find out if we've got it. Good, good, good. Right, I need to remove this now. So I have got another one of these, it has turned up. So we'll use the patented solder sucker. Patented, it's a really old one I've had for ages. Let's try some resolder these first before we try and suck them off. The old, you don't know what solder it is and it might have been there a while. This is really old solder I've got here, so there's probably way too much lead in it. Another reason why I really don't want these fumes going up my I think we got it. I think we missed that one. Yep, I think we got that. Don't think that one's actually got anything in it. Solder sucker's not doing very well. Oh, that got a good chunk of it out. So if you haven't seen one of these before, it's just a spring activated, effectively like a bike pump in reverse. So the idea is you get the solder nice and fluid and you bring that in and it sucks it out, and then it all ends up down there. So we'll just see if we can oh, that's hot. The biggest problem we've got is that there's a big metal heatsink cover around this, and that's sort of diverting a lot of heat away. So we might have to of course the other thing we were on about doing was bypassing this altogether and just cutting the end off, because I don't even know if the bit I've got is compatible with this anyway. I think we're getting there now. I think that back one's wired up. Problem is the board's getting really hot now. Just make sure that that's not holding it down. I think it is coming off the board. Oh, just walk into the desk. Oops, sorry. I thought I got a knife handy for this, but I haven't. Right, so I'm going to have to see if we can just poke in something and see if we can force it out. We've definitely removed all the solder. I can see. I don't know if you can though. Can you still see? Oh yeah, you're still broadly in line. Oh, has the soldering iron gone off? Nope. Don't really want to put more solder back on it. God, I don't think I've ever had this much trouble getting one of these off the board. I'm going to have to put a bit more solder on there. It's just not melting at all. Stick some on there as well. It's starting to move now. I think I've got it to let go. Just don't want to break me I'll say it's nearly off. One last one. There we go. Right, I don't have any solder mop, so we're going to have to clean these out using this. Of course, it doesn't help that it's I think we got that one. It would help if it just stayed still. You can tell I don't do enough of this because I haven't got oh, that was a big one. I haven't got a decent workstation for working on circuit boards, like an anti-static mat. So if anybody out there wants to buy me a blue mat, like buy it, fix it. Oh, nearly. It's funny because I was going to buy a whole load of this stuff not long back, and I decided not to bother. Wish I had now. Right, I think we've got it. So that's all cleaned out. Hopefully we've got continuity on these still, we've not buggered these up. Good, good, good. That's spot on. Right, I will go and see if I can find the one of these we've ordered, but it may or may not be the right size. Right, I will be back shortly. We're back in the world, right. So we have got this. It's all we got 5 of them. It doesn't have the same number of connections, but they are roughly in the same place. So the only thing I'm not sure about, actually, looking at this is yeah, that looks like that. So where does that one come in? Actually, I'm looking at this and there might be something else that's sheared off the board that we didn't realise. So this may or may not work. The pins look like they're the same, but they possibly might not be. They're slightly offset, so it's going to be an interesting one, this one, to try and get them in. Trouble is I can't, because I don't have any solder mop on me. Feeling we're going to go straight for the so that one's almost in, but these just don't want to go in. I think they're too big to go in the holes. We might have enough connected though to test it, so at least I know whether I'm barking up the wrong tree or not. Don't you touch that. This side up. Aha. Well, sort of working. We'll give it a bit more of a go, and then I'm kind of inclined to say that we just hack it off. There's the back one. The back one's not connected. So now I'm having to melt that solder again to try and get these in, but without overheating it so much that it melts the connector. The problem is this solder doesn't want to stay. It keeps I I don't know what, I've lost the label off the solder, so I don't know what composition it is. Can't believe how hot this board's getting. Now I think these legs are too big to go through the holes. They're just not. They're just not playing at all. Right. Need to do a quick continuity check. I need to find which one of these is the positive and which one of these is the negative. So that goes on there like that. So that one is the positive. Shouldn't be anything there. Oh, that's interesting. That shouldn't be doing that. I thought some kind of a drain down. That should be a direct feed through there. Right, so that's got to be negative. Well, there's definitely resistance. Positive. Right, so that one is definitely the positive, according to this. No, it's not. I'm going to feed that the wrong way around. That'll be why. Yes. So positive is that one, which is what I looked for the track. Good, that's what I thought would have been positive. Right, I think we've got that. I'm still annoyed these didn't fit. Yeah, they don't fit. Really can't be asked. Right, so I think the best thing we can do with this is hack the end off and then we'll put it through there, put a load of tie wraps on it so it can't come through and just solder it onto the board. I think that's the best option we've got. Just need a pair of cutters. Right, don't look, missus. You might find this is just coax, it's just all sheathing and one positive feed in the middle. Yep, that's what it looks like. So this might not be too bad to solder. What I will do though is stick this back in. I'm getting really bad light glare on the board here. So that's the one we want. There. Come on. So I could do with the other soldering iron because that heats up in about fractions of a second compared to this. Of course it would help if I plugged the right one in. Well, that's warming up, we might as well ooh, good thick wires them, look at them bad boys. So we might have to poke this board out a bit, as long as there's no fires. I don't think there's any fires. So via is one part, one side of the circuit board goes through the circuit board to the other side. Some of these are open still, so we can make use of those. What I will do is I will just, actually this is probably a better tool. Oh, I wish I'd spotted this earlier. There might be something on here we can use. I'm just going to try and nail the circuit board out so I can get a cable through it. Because we'll feed it through from this side to the other side. Looks like pretty much the whole of this side of the board is negative. And then we just need to drill that one out. Just not going to do because it's full of solder. Thought we got it then. Ooh, look at the length of that one. I think we got it that time. Oh, it's close. Not close enough. Need a bigger one. Don't do it like this at home. This is not the way to do it, but I'm not shifting the minibus just to go and get some drills to go and make some holes bigger in a circuit board. Worst case scenario is I have to just solder it through here and then bridge a wire over to that side where that is. Because it's all the same thing, it doesn't matter if it back feeds or not. It doesn't want to go. I do believe we've got it. The bloke who does the bite fixes stuff, I so admire his patience. I think that's good. Right, carry on whittling away at the negative now. Unless there's somewhere else I can drop it onto, but I think all the others are in the way with screw holes and things. Oh, you know what I've not done? I've not... Ah, why didn't you tell me? I've not fed it through there first. Right, soldered up. I ended up cutting a slot out of there so I could feed the, just drop the cable through because it was easier with the soldering that way. But then I could put the choke on the inside. So I can use that to stop it from getting pulled through. What I will do is probably put a blob of snot round that funny foam. But anyway, right, there's no point putting that on yet. What have I plugged in? Plugged the wrong one in. Plugged the soldering iron in, so plug this in. Right, I believe that's what it's supposed to do. So it looks like we've now got power. So in theory, if I drop one of these batteries in, but bearing in mind these batteries, there you go. Just thinking about it. Sometimes you have to hold them in place. Try it in that one. Oh, it's not going to work on these, is it? Because they're not plugged in. So, right, let's screw it down, then we can test this one, and then we can put it all back together. I think it was the small ones. They were on a Funny Talks bit. No, they weren't. They were on a... Actually, do you know what? We've probably got all of these bits in here. No, that's a Small Talks. Don't know if that's the 3 or a... I think that's the 3. That's the Talks, that's the Talks. No, that's the 3. I think that's the... There should be one... Oh, there is one more bit there. Can't tell if that's the Talks or not. No, I think that's the Posi. Do being the next size up. We've got Star, we've got Talks 1, Talks 2. Don't see what the difference between that and the Star is, but never mind. Right, so I think we should have ton of these screws. Before we get too far though, let's screw this end in first so we can test it. Let me go and see if I've got a better screwdriver in here. I think I've got a little Phillips in here, a little Posi or a Phillips in here. I've got a dinky dinky one. Or I thought I got an inky dinky one. Oh, it's there. Found it. It's a Posi, not a Phillips, but that's better. I don't think that's a screw hole, I think that's a pinhole. Yep. That's right, yeah, we've got one more to do. Right, let's plug it back in again. Flip it over. Yes, result. It's not the neatest fix I've ever done, but I'll take that for a win. That saved us 250 quid for a new one of these. 50 million screws to put back in, but I think we can, you don't need to watch them go back in, and they're flipping Torx bits as well, aren't they? Oh, we'll call that a win, because that one appears to fit. Anyway, I'll just talk bollocks while I'm screwing this up. Yeah, not the neatest fix, not the most organised video, but like I said, I'm not even moved my desk over to the other side so you can see this. I'm just working where it is next to me work decks, under my triathlon thing, next to my triathlon medals. Leeds Ironman at the weekend, last weekend just gone. I had the pleasure of coaching an athlete that was entering it. Did really, really well. Really proud of him. It's his wheel I was working on one of the other videos that you'll have seen. Could get the proper box out and do this properly, but I really can't be arsed. Come on, in you go. God, these don't want to go in, do they? And it's not like they're self-tapping either. They are screwing into, they are proper threads. That's why I don't like this screwdriver, using it and the top keeps coming off it all the time. Right, where haven't we got one? They're all up here now. Should have 3 left, looks like we have. So anyway, right, waffle on. Not the tightest to fix. I'm not geared up for doing electronics. I don't really know what I'm doing. I've got the basics. I've got an A level in physics, and part of that physics was 6 months worth of doing electronics and stuff like that. I kind of understand how semicomputers and things like semiconductors and stuff like that work. So I kind of got enough to know the logic of a circuit board, but could I work out exactly what stuff's doing when people say they're putting shunts and anchors and things on, and what that kind of means? I'm not a specialist in electronic circuits, but what I can do is I can fault find. So I know how to test diodes, I know how to test resistors and crap like that. So let's check it still works. Ta-da! Right, jobs are good. Hit the little button down below. I know this is a pants video. Let's face it, all the videos are pants videos. I don't have time to do anything more fancy than that, so I apologise, but I do appreciate the people who have subscribed. We're up to, what was it, 260 now? So thank you. You must want your heads red. Keep hitting that button, press the like button, because that helps. Apparently that promotes the channel. We're doing okay. I'm not looking to make money out of this. I'd do it more for my own mental health, to be honest. Let's face it, the life of a YouTuber is not very glamorous. People who stand in rooms talking to themselves in most cases. Oh yeah, we've got a fault. It doesn't surprise me, I think this battery's knackered. I picked it up out of the knackered battery box. That's funny, that one's out of sync now. I can hear the battery making funny noises. They're all going to be out of sync in a minute. So if it craps up on this one, you definitely know it's bad, because nothing's gone wrong to this one. Yeah, I think the battery's knackered. I did get it out of the knackered battery box, so I'm not surprised, to tell you the truth. Right, okay, let's call it there. We'll send this one on its way next time I'm down to the club, or I'll get Jacob to drop it off. So I think that's, we'll call that a fix. Like I said, like and subscribe. Job's a good 'un.